Eu não sei qual episódio a gente tá. Eu acho que a gente tá no episódio 7 do Juarez lá, acho que é isso. Acho que a gente tá no episódio 7 do Juarez lá. Deve ser episódio 7 do Juarez. Então bora aí continuar, né, no episódio 7. No episódio 7, bora lá.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado.
Vá atrás do
to
bando
Montana.
selvagem. Vai atrás do bando selvagem.
Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop.
Suba na ponte.
Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above, so I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Bora aí, suba na ponte. Ih, rapaz, não, você tá caindo, bora. Ih, caiu. Eita prela. Opa, tem munição. O que é isso? Segurar pra usar.
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
Rifle de cano cerrado, como é que é isso? Vai ser bom. Rifle de cano cerrado. Tá, bora aí. Onde tem que ir? Tá, suba na ponte. Tem inimigo aqui.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From
Eita.
there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Onde tem que ir? Tá, bora continuar, gente. Suba no trem, bora aí, gente. Tomar impulso, bora. Agora. Toma.
I jumped from the...
Ah, bora, bora.
I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I
Parece,
needed to
cara.
fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Pô, o cara fugiu. Cadê ele?
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Toma. Eita.
Well, what about the
Toma.
passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Toma, fuzilado. Toma. 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 Tem mais, tem mais. Toma. Essa arma é boa, porque carrega rapidinho. É uma delícia. Deixa eu ver qual o nome dessa arma. É... Coice do... Coice? Coice do... Quê? Coice do diabo, eu acho que é isso.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. but I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death.
Acabe com os ladrões do trem.
That day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
O cara não morre, velho. Morre aí, pois não. Eu, hein? Dando muito. Ai. Ah, acertou. Difícil. Tá, bora pegar esses caras aí. Eita, não tem nada aqui. Ué. Como é que eu vou? Como é que eu vou passar aqui? Aqui não tem nada. Como é que eu vou passar ali, velho? Não tem nada. Você não entende não. Não entendi. Não tem nada ali. Velho, o jogo tá trollando, velho. Deixa eu ver aqui. Acaba. Ah, é por aqui, velho. Ah, tá, é por aqui. Tá com a 12, ó. Espingarda. Ah, deixa. Bora. Eita. Ah, não explodiu? Ah, tá. Tem vários danos. Eita. Eu dei vários danos. Pronto, já peguei o segredo. Onde tem que ir? Ah, lá em cima. Então bora aí. É aqui mesmo, deixa eu ver. Ah, é ali, velho. Tá mostrando errado.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a hand.
You mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
É muito da hora essa história do jogo. Olha isso. Um monte de cavalo pra ajudar a gente. Já o Felabras, Jeff Carter, Tim Carter, Sutherland, Butch, Kid Cody. Que isso, velho.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Caraca, enfrentou sozinho. Toma. Toma. Quem mais? Quem vem? Quem vem? Toma uma granada aí. Toma. Encheu de bala, cara. Pode vir. Tá muito boa, véio. Vá atrás do bando selvagem. Toma. 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 Mais um segredo.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they?
Então bora. Vai até atrás do bando selvagem.
Only a few
E a
stragglers
família.
were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
Olha isso, que delícia, velho. Essa arma aqui, olha que delícia. Tá, bora lá. Missão difícil, hein? Ó. Nossa, que arma, velho. Eita, aí sim.
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right
Yeah,
after
fine.
Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Caraca, não gira não.
On that very same day, Butch
Aye.
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
Até que fim.
They ended up living
Oh.
down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Isso aí. Terminando o episódio 7, será? 1:30 para o inferno. Pronto, bora aí.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with them.
That kid Curry's kinda crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
Somebody really pissed this so bitch.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down.
Bora pegar esses caras aí, gente. Bora lá. Tá deles, tá deles. Toma na cabeça. Falta um. Ah, tá lá em cima, safado. Aê. Tem um aqui embaixo aqui. Toma.
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
Então, vou pegar as coisas deles. Tá, bora avançar. Encontre pistas sobre o paradeiro do resto do bando.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific.
Ih, o trem de
The plan
novo.
clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Na manhã seguinte, fora de parachute, impeça que o bando destrua a
Kid Curry
ponte.
was considered the wildest of the wild bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children, though some say it was only 5.
Bora aí, né? Impedir os caras.
Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me.
Tá, bora descer aqui. O bagulho empurrou, velho. Tá maluco. Depois que eu caí. Bora aí, gente, continuar. Ai, vamos devagar. Ó, tá vendo? Ó, bagulho estranho. Tava me empurrando.
The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
Ah, desarmar.
A
Pronto.
moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Don't you blow us up now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Os caras estão aqui? Tô escutando vozes. Ah, estão ali. Toma. Ficou moscando aí?
The wild bunch did
Toma.
not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives
Eita.
for stolen treasure.
What happened next?
Toma.
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
Eita, mais? Bora aí, gente. Tô com a 12, velho. Toma. Eu tava nem tão perto. Aí, continua. Eita. Cara aqui. Tá. Tá, mano. Pronto, agora. Toma.
So, what
Morreu,
happened
otário.
then?
Had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
Aí, desarmando.
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Bora continuar aí. Avançando. É aqui? Tirar na corda. Oi. Que isso, velho? Eu nem sabia disso. Tem mais, três. Errou, otário, errou. Toma. Você errou.
So that was all the dynamite?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress.
Desarmei.
Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
Eita, cadê? Toma. Aí pra você, presente. A cara. Ah, velho, preciso. Tem que ser arma de longe. Que isso, acertei dali. Oh, é.
So I proceeded onward. I realized that that way just wasn't gonna work. I needed an alternate path forward.
É, tem uma pepita. Onde tá a pepita? Onde tem isso? Encontre um caminho alternativo para chegar ao outro lado da ponte. Cadê a pepita? Tô achando não. Ó, tá mostrando de novo. Tem que ir, velho. Pra lá. Aí tá mostrando que tem uma pepita onde? Ah, aqui, ó. Já achei. Cadê, gente? Eu vou subir aqui e vamos ver se eu acho de novo. Tá, ele tá aqui embaixo. Acho que é aqui. Aí. Onde tem que ir? Pra lá. Vamos pular aqui.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me. It was a long burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Vamos pular.
At the last moment. Whew. Of
Aí.
course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion.
Pepita lá, eu não sei não. Saia da ponte e encontre o resto do bando.
But by this time, I was
Pepita, não sei não.
thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
Vai. Não tive tempo, né, pra pegar pepita. Encontre o Kid Couro e faça justiça.
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
Eita, tem mais. Cadê? Que isso, cara, jogando bomba, jogando tudo. Cadê? Ah, tá aqui em cima. O cara não morre, velho. Esse cara não morre, velho. Caçamba. Tem que pegar o rifle. Não tem jeito, tem que pegar o rifle. Não dá não. Aí. É,
Just
rifle
when I
faz a
thought things couldn't
diferença.
get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Ih, rapaz, olha aquele ali. Kid Couro. Pô, aqui não dá pra ficar não. Tem que ficar em cima. Caraca.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite. I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Ah, velho, os caras tão... Os caras tão de sacanagem, vindo mais gente. Pegar mais bomba. Ah, não. Ferrou, gente. Não, não. Quase.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
Já era, pá. Ih, rapaz, olha aí, gente. Mano a mano.
As fast as he was,
Aí.
I was just a bit faster.
Duelo.
And as he
X1.
lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him. Those were his last words.
Será que acabou agora o episódio 7? Vamos ver se acabou o episódio 7.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kind of glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Episódio 8, Jesse James.
Greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Episódio
Jesse
8,
and his
maior
kin
fora da
rode
lei.
with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday.
Tem mais ainda.